Hey, it's Dave. Welcome back to the channel. So I've been wanting to do a video that delves into the interesting chords and you should know chords and know them as colors and really getting into them. And then I get an email this morning from one of my Patreon subscribers who suggested that I take a look at a song called Murder by Numbers. And I was like, perfect. So today I'd like to take a look at Murder by Numbers. Now there's a bunch of people playing it online, covers of it. But the best way I always find to do is to find the closest one that was recorded live by the band that does it, because then you'll see how the chords were probably recorded. Now, over time, he may change them, so I wanted to get a gist of what it is. Timing of the song, it feels like a 12/8 to me. It's like... So it's like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, and then the 1, 2, 3, bop it, 2, 2, bop it, 2, 2, bop it. You know, so it has that 12/8 feel where there's a triplet on every quarter. And the chords are as follows. I play the first one as an E minor 7. It actually opens with a little riff like... And I play this E minor 7. And it's really... all you really hear is the high strings, the G, the D, and the G. So it's like... to an A in the bass. And now we play what looks like a B flat sus2. For a while I couldn't tell if it was a B flat sus2 chord over an A, or if it was like an F add 9. So if you get bored and you're playing the song, you could actually swap these chords, like this chord to this chord, because it works too, and it adds a nice little color in there as well. So that's the second chord. So it's like... Now, this next chord is basically like a B7 sharp 9. But he adds the E afterwards on top, and so you could call it a B11 sharp 9. But it's basically like the Hendrix chord, which, for those that don't know why it's named what it is, I'll explain it to you. So this here is a B7, basically. You have the 1, the 3, and the 7. What happens is now we add the pinky on the D, which you would think of as the minor third. But because the third of the chord is major up here, we don't then talk about thirds because the third is major. So it's basically we're sharping the 9, which is the 2. So it's basically a B7 sharp 9. Here, though, with the open E string, it adds the 11. So we could call it a B11 sharp 9. Off of this chord now, we just take the first 2 fingers up and we put the first finger on the B flat on the A string, so it's... And that we have a B flat major 7 sharp 11. The E being the sharp 11. And then it repeats. Then it goes to the chorus where it's just E minor 7, F sharp minor, which is basically just played like an A, E, A, C sharp, to a G. So it's basically like a G, and I hope that helps with the song. But that's basically the song. You know, there's a lot of like really cool chords in that song. And a lot of R&B stuff takes a lot of the jazz chords as well. For instance, there's a great song by the brand new Heavies called Never Stop. And it has a gorgeous section of a chorus. And I'll show you what these chords are because they're very interesting. And then when you know the chords, you really, as a guitar player in the funk band, you're not playing the full chord, you're playing partial chords. And that's also something that you should be aware of, is playing partial chords to extend, because a lot of jazz chords are partial chords. In other words, if I'm playing, for instance, a G major 7, and the bass in the band is playing a G, and a piano is playing a G major 7 somewhere, I can basically just play either a 4-string B minor 7, or I can just play a 3-string B minor 7, which is basically the top portion of the G major 7. I have the D, the F sharp, and the B. So I could be like, over that G. And if you listen to the song Shame by Evelyn Champagne King, there's a lot of that going on when she's like, back in your heart. Comes up to the A for the F sharp minor, 7. Where I wanna be, I wanna. And then comes up to the A again. This time it's over a, it's back in your arms. So that's the A is now where the F sharp minor should be. The next chord is a B minor, where I want, to a B minor, and then it plays a G while the bass goes to an A, giving that A11 sound, and then again stays on that. Back or wrapped in your arms, whatever the lyric is. That's my. Then it goes to. That's that song. So it has like a lot of cool partial chords. This song by the brand new Heavies, the partial chords, the chorus goes like this. True, there ain't a minute, to an F sharp augmented, a minute, and you can hear there's a 7 in the keyboard line. A minute in the day that's without B11, or A over B, to a B, to an E minor 7, to an A 713, to a D major 9, to a B7. And that's the really nice changes in that song Never Stop. So again, it's like true. Now, if you were to play this in the band, you'd be using a lot of partials. So the partials would be, and you can hear that on the guitar. It's like, does this partial and then now here for the E minor 7, you're just playing a G major 7 because the E is in the bass, so that partial is just these 3 notes. For the A713, the G, C sharp, F sharp, and then an A triad for the D major 9, and then just the 3 notes of the B7. Not that a lot of people will know that song, but it is really some nice chords, and you should know how to place your voicings. Voicings are very important, especially when you're playing with other people. You want to make sure you play nice. You want to play nice with others. So, You know, a lot of times, like if you're going to play the same things, you both are playing, let's say you're playing a song and you're playing the same thing, you better be pretty damn close to what you're playing. Otherwise, it's not going to sound that good. And also, you won't really hear yourself so well. But if you're in a band and you got a couple of people playing, and say there's somebody playing acoustic, you know, a capo's a great tool to give the guitar another voicing. So if the guitar, for instance, is playing a C to an F, another guitar could play the 5th fret capo and play a G to a C. It'll give you the same chords with different colors in them, and it thickens up the sound and makes everything sound really nice. And there's just some great stuff you can do with chords. And other thing I want to suggest to guitar players, and I notice this in a lot of things, including my own bands that I play in. Sometimes there's nothing going on in the guitar in a song. Stay out. Turn down. I don't care how you entertain yourself, but stay out of the song. Get out of that section of a song. You don't need to be in there. You don't need to always be playing. If there's a part where I'm playing and there's no guitar there, I stop playing. I don't care. I don't always have to be trying to find interesting things to add to a song. In fact, not playing sometimes is the interesting thing to add to the song. And if you are going to play, make sure you're playing something that fits and learn those partial chords. You know, like in a song like One of These Nights, you know, in between the wrong and the right. At the end, in that song, I'm playing an E minor to a B minor. I play the E minor over the C chord because I'm trying to color and not fill in so much sound. I want you to hear the sounds I want, but I want to leave some space there. And just like on the record, when Don Felder gets to that G major 7 later, I start doing all the... And all I'm playing is 4 different not even 4 different inversions, but 4 different B minors, which is the top part of the G major 7. Here I have the F sharp on top. Here I have the D on top. Here I have the B on top. And then I come back home to the F sharp on top, which is an octave lower than the original. Anyways, I hope this kind of gives you a little insight to how to treat chords, how to look at the guitar a little differently, and very good. So Steve, like you were saying, you were looking at a new Gibson Les Paul, and what was the price of that anyway?
$3,000, $5,000, whatever they can get. It's just ridiculous.
Jimmy, can I talk to you now?
But you know, you're a pisser.
Yeah.
You're a real pisser. You want to talk now?
Please.
Okay, let's talk. Let's get it over.
Okay.
Swear to God, I've known a poor buster like you my whole life.
Hey, who loves you more than I do, huh?
This guy.
I'd do anything for you.
Yeah, except to stop busting my balls.